Hey guys, how you going today? I just want to explain my problem with Tony Robbins and other life coaches is that there might be great people. Tony Robbins, I think he's done amazing work for people, and for some people that know no idea about self-help and philosophy and enlightenment, he's a great start. Watching his videos, I recommend it. However, the myth that he is trying to sell is that you can go through the hero's journey by going to a 2-week course and paying a large amount of money, which you can't, okay? You can't. To get the skills that he's had, you have to overcome a huge adversity. You need to go through like a lot of struggle, torment, and suffering, and grow from that, from your own skills, to develop your self-esteem so you can be as charming and successful as Tony Robbins. And he's trying to say you can just listen to him, he'll give you the pointers, and you'll be as great as he is. But he's making money out of the fact that he's trying to market something that you need to do over 4 years, take 10,000 hours. And that's not cool. Maybe he honestly believes that he's doing the right thing, but people can get so involved with their success that they start to get a little bit narcissistic. Now, I think Tony Robbins is a great man. He's very, very striking, very tall, strong jaw, powerful, deep voice. And he seems to know a lot, and is very, very healthy and a great person to idolize. But you need to be wary that he's a businessman and his main motivation is profit. Because otherwise he would not market it in such a way. You look at his website and Facebook and stuff, hey, you try and message him, and there's all these links to all the businesses he offers, and it's just pretty obvious to me that money and power is his main goal. Otherwise he wouldn't market everything in such a capitalistic term. It'd be more soul enriching. And he would be, his documentary is titled, I Am Not Your Guru, but it's quite hypocritical because he goes up to one of these guys, this beta male, this really, really troubled European guy, and he's like, I am going to tell you how you can fix your life. Because I am that kind, I'm going to show you, give you the power. I am going to share my wisdom with you, young man, how you can be as great as me. And to me, it seems like with psychological training, you should be wary of empowering the person, saying, you have it inside you. Let me just be like a guide. But he's giving himself too much power in the relationship between the client and the coach. Now, my credentials are not too large, but I think you can sense my honesty and just hear my opinion. I'm not trying to discredit Tony Robbins. He might help a lot of people. Like a personal trainer. Personal trainer is great for someone first getting into working out, right? They've known nothing about it. But if you've already been working out for many years and you have your form and you know a great system, you can do a little bit of research online to tip yourself up. You don't need a personal trainer for 10 years. You should have the skills within you. But Tony Robbins is like someone who knows nothing about enlightenment, knows nothing about self-help tips, nothing about psychology, nothing about philosophy. Great for them. But if you're handy with the internet and you're willing to dedicate a few years of your life to suffer and burn and hurt yourself, but then you rise stronger and self-confident and skilled, you don't need to pay an exorbitant amount of money to go to his seminar. You have the gift and the answer inside you. All the answers you need, they are right inside you. You just need to be willing to put in the K's to master something. Like me, I went through a lot of personal growth. I beat depression, I beat eating disorders, I beat a really, really complicated relationship with my parents. I didn't talk to my dad for years. I mended that. I did lots of reading. I've read so many self-help books. I met so many fictitious books that expand my imagination. I also went through severe poverty for a stage. There was one time where I couldn't get any money from the government. I couldn't work because I had a really broken hand, and I was too young to get Centrelink, and my parents earned too much money. So I could not get any support, and I had a strange relationship with my father, and obviously my mum and dad were together. So I couldn't ask my family for money, and I wasn't close to my extended family. So I, for a stage of like 3-6 months, when I was could not work, and I had nothing but baked beans on toast every day, and all I did was go for long walks on the beach and really second guess my life choices, right? Because just before that, I was kind of like a cocky gangster kind of young guy, because I was kind of Dionysian, like rebellious, because I had such a complicated relationship from being homeschooled in high school, and So my personal struggle is I probably put the equivalent of 10,000 hours into self-help and also exercise and healthy eating. I'm really big passionate about that as well. Regarding exercise, I've been going to the gym at least 3 days a week for about 10 years, and also doing things like body surfing at the beach and going lots of running and taking dogs for a walk for hours on end, and just doing things like working in hospitality and cleaning and organizing my house, and also doing construction. I did a lot of really, really hard work. Like when I was doing roof tiling and concrete reconstruction, that was so tough. Working in like 40-degree heat on the roofs, working as fast as you can, carrying heaps of heavy stuff and dealing with like really aggressive men who are trying to put you down all the time. I got through that, and at the time it was so rough. Like I actually had a few severe anxiety attacks. So I was like in tears because I was just so messed up with like the work dynamics. I didn't really fit in, and I had a lot of financial troubles and issues with the relationships. And I've been through so much torment in my early 20s and my late teens that's made me like a bit of a quirky, unique guy now, because I've gone through that struggle, that hero's journey that Jordan Peterson talks about, kind of like just going away and to different lands and facing like all these unknown enemies and being put down and going to the bottom of your, you hit rock bottom, like with your, I hit rock bottom, like just, being poverty and having a broken hand and having a really bad relationship with my parents, and like I was reliant on my partner to like just keep me from being really self-destructive when I was in my late teens and early 20s. And because I've gotten through that through counseling, through psychological training, through reading philosophy, through exercise, through healthy eating, through stopping binge drinking. That was a big problem as well in my late teens, early 20s. I used to always go out to nightclubs, and I used to like have that scene of like talking with people and drinking and dancing as a form of escape. But what I should have been doing is staying at home and writing. And that's what I've always been really passionate about, English and creative writing and storytelling and narrative structure. I've always been obsessed with that. But I've always been obsessed with reading and listening to audiobooks and philosophy and music and the poetry of lyrics and grasping the essence of musicians and artists. Yeah, that was that's so. It sounds like really hard to grasp the concept that I've gone through this hero's journey. Obviously, I've got so much to grow. Another little tip is that if someone ever says they're really smart and that they're peak, it means that they're not smart at all. Because me, even though like I'm a little bit smart, I know how dumb I am compared to what I could be. Because I don't love myself right now because I know my potential. And my potential is up here, and right now I'm about here. So like, I'm not going to love myself, and I'm not going to like propose to my girlfriend or anything until I love myself. So right now, I'm not worthy of marriage. Like I'm not worthy of taking commitment to, because I know I've got so much to grow. Like, even though I might be like physically attractive, I might be like well spoken and really good communication skills, and I can cook a great meal, and I'm really like fun to like impulsive and like willing to be a bit embarrassing in public, but it might be fun. I can find joy in any situation. Like I was talking to this very spiritual Taiwanese lady who owns this Airbnb and this rainforest nearby. We stayed there the other day, me and my partner, and she was saying that, you're like me. We're not like real artists, but we can find joy in anything, and that can make us better at anything. And so let me elaborate on that. I might not be like a painter. I might not be the best singer or the best actor, or I might not be the most attractive man or the best writer, but I can find joy like in any situation. And I know that the secret to life is not to avoid suffering. The only time you're really happy is when you go through adversity, right? And so like I've only kind of discovered this a couple of years ago, and I've been like trying to not avoid anything I don't like. Because let's say I hate organizational, right? I hate cleaning my room. I know that when I do clean my room and I do talk to people I don't like, I welcome that. I welcome communication with my enemies. I seek it out, because inside I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that. Nah, I don't like this girl. I don't like this girl. Oh man, they're so negative. They're gonna bring me down. They're gonna bring my vibes down. But you know what? I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna get through this. You know why? Once you start something, once I start doing the tasks that I want to do, after 10, 15 minutes, get into the zone. Once you're in the zone, your subconscious takes over, and it's not even hard work anymore. And you're just like, oh, stop and look at yourself. You're doing this task, and you're doing it really, and you're doing it well, and you're like, what was I even worried about? Why was I being so critical of my ability when once I start doing the task, it's really obvious that I have the skills and capability to do it. Like, I know I'm really great at communication, but I'm really bad at organization, and I'm always like, oh, I'm so bad at it, but when I start doing it, I'm actually good. I just need to, I spent so many hours working on my communication skills that I've lacked this part of myself, but I still have the capability to it because I have that passion. Like that Taiwanese lady told me, the spiritual Airbnb host told me that she noticed a similarity between herself and I, that we have the ability to find joy in trouble. Like, let's say she was like a really eccentric person. She was like a person introducing us, showing us around the apartment, but like she was taking like 15 minutes to explain it. Obviously, she enjoyed our conversation so much. She was being overzealous, and for someone that's showing where you're staying, you just only spend like 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. It's like, okay, this is the shower. Call me having instructions. Here's a book here. But she was like she didn't really notice the fact that she was talking too much to us. Now we wanted some privacy because it's like a romantic trip. And but I got through that. I enjoyed that situation. Like, my partner was like, oh, you know, like, if I could tell, she's like, what's this bitch saying? Like, get rid of her. Like, I want some space. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna ride this wave because she's this very, very intelligent woman, and she's really, really spiritual. And even though the situation is like a little bit adverse, you know, to have this woman intruding on our trip in our Airbnb house, she's talking to us. We want to have some alone time. But I was like, you know what? I need to ride this wave because even though it's trouble, I can find a lesson in this. I can find an educational experience. Because a lot of people think only when you're working, only when you're getting paid, only when you're like at a gym or something, that's the only time you're doing something, the only time you're growing. That's not true. You can find a university experience, like an educational experience in anything you do. You can clean your room, you can read a book, you can talk to someone at the bus stop, you can have a chat to your waitress, you can do all these things, you can let someone pass in traffic. Anything like that can be a lesson, and you're always building yourself. That's why I have a problem when someone says that they're really smart. They're like, I am all the powerful Tony Robbins. Listen to me and you can be great as me. I'm not your guru, but then I'll tell you. So basically he's trying to say like, I'm not your guru. So he's trying to say that like, oh, I'm not trying to say that I'm the answer, but then his actions speak louder than his words. He has this image like, oh, I'm not your guru, but then the way he acts is like, I am your guru, all the great and powerful Zod, hear my roar. That's what he's saying. He's saying that he's like a godlike figure, like, hey, I'm Tony Robbins. I'm Tony Robbins, man. Fucking Tony Robbins. And he's being like so self-loving, like, I have all the answers. Just be like me, follow me, and you'll be as great as me. But if I was in his position, I would be so humble as fuck. I would like be kissing people's feet. I'd be like, bro, I'm this piece of shit, man. You have got the answer inside you. Like, all you need to do is get out of this conference right now and start something hard. Go to the gym, read lots of books, try a job you hate doing. Let's say you're great at organization, you're great at admin, get a job in hospitality. That'll shake you up. That'll teach you some life lessons. That'll make you grasp the essence of hard work. Go spend some time backpacking in poor countries. Spend 6 months traveling in Sri Lanka and all these different countries where people don't have it as good as you. You come back to your middle class existence, you'll be like, all the answers in me all along. All I needed to do was master an art. I need to fill that void. But then again, maybe like 20% of the people go to Tony Robbins, they need him. Like, they need a godlike figure. They want to be submissive to a great leader. And, you know, respect to you. But I reckon 80% of the people that are going to these really expensive life coaches, they don't need to. They don't need to spend their money doing that. They can spend that money doing something more constructive to go through suffering. They need to learn to get nothing out of luxury. Luxury is nice if you're going like a trip with your partner, but luxury every day is just going to get you in trouble. You need to find something worth suffering for. Like Jordan Peterson says, life, you have two choices. Life is suffering, right? You can either avoid pursuing your life dreams and suffer that way because you're always going to resent not pursuing your life dreams. Or you can pursue your life's dreams and suffer doing that. Two choices in life. Don't pursue your dreams. Pursue your dreams. Both are going to be suffering, but you need to find something worth suffering for. But the thing is, I don't mean like people should go, there's always an adversity. No, like you can live luxury 95% of your day. You can still enjoy things like avocado and toast and soy lattes and comfortable $200 sheets. You can still enjoy these things, but let's say you have to go to do resistance exercise 5 days a week, and you also need to do things you don't want to do, like do the thing you're the least good at. If you know you're a bit of a bitch or a bit of an asshole, and then maybe you're not very kind to people, try and be kinder to people. I know that's hard because you feel like a really business savvy person, and you're like so passionate about your goals. You can be like, I don't need to be nice to this person because I'm so focused on my goals, yo. I don't need to be nice to you. But that's something you need to work on. You should always work on the things you're not good at. So if you're really, 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 really good and clear, working hard towards your life goals, how about, how humble are you? Are you in check with the people? Are you still grateful? Are you showing respect to your nature? Are you saying thank you every day to your ancestors and to beautiful nature for giving you life? Your ancestors worked so hard to make this life illustrious and profitable for us. Especially in places like Australia, America, USA, Canada, we have so much wealth and opportunity. Every day you should spend at least 30 seconds just being like, thank you, Mother Nature, for this beautiful gift of life. Thank you to my beautiful hardworking parents for giving life to me and suffering through birth, my mum through pain, childbirth, my dad for giving up his dreams to pursue, just to make money to give me life. That's a big deal. And I try to think about that every day. And also, I'm going to finish it now because I don't think anyone's going to really watch it to the end, because I don't think people really respect me that much because I haven't got qualifications. But I'm going to, in case there's one woman who finds what I'm saying interesting, I'm going to elaborate for a couple more minutes. You shouldn't think if you think that you're a great person, that you're at your peak, that means you need some work. Because a great, wise, intelligent person knows that they have so much to grow still. And you should never be feeling like you're at your peak and you can just rest now. But you should also know to love yourself and treat yourself. It's all about balance. If you're always going to be pursuing go, working 80 hours a week, not sleeping enough, you're going to burn out in 10 years and then you're going to miss out on future work. And let me repeat that, because that's really important. If you just think by working towards your goals and not having any fun, that you're going to be better at your job and your career and your life and happiness, no. You're going to burn out. Maybe 1 in 1,000 people can always work and be happy doing that, but that's really rare. I think you need, balance is the most important thing. I think people shouldn't get tattoos or Southern Crosses because patriotism can cause conflict. I think what you need is a tattoo, balance is key. Because Steve Jobs, he was a great man, but imagine if he's a little bit more balanced. Imagine if he's a little nicer to himself. He'd still be alive and Apple would still be good. You know what I'm saying? You know that quote, it's better to burn out than fade away, by Kurt Cobain? I don't think that's true. I think that it's better to go all out, get the most out of you. Someone like Jim Morrison, he was such a high burning flame that he burned out too quick. Imagine if he would just toned down his philosophical nature and humbled himself 10%, he'd probably still be alive today and made great music for us to listen to. But no, he wasn't balanced. So yeah, I'm going to finish this by saying I love Tony Robbins. I respect him. I'm jealous of him. He's really successful. But I don't think a lot of people give him too much credit, because they're distracting from the fact that you cannot push 5 years of suffering and growth into a 2-week seminar. You can't just rush greatness. The only time you can become woke as fuck is when you put in the Ks, approximately 10,000 hours of struggling something, getting over something, getting over a severe mental health disorder, or getting over physical trauma, like getting yourself in shape, getting an amazing partner who makes you grow, like finding a house in the best location for you, in the right city, in the right country, getting the clothes that suit your personality, finding, like working hard at your relationships with the family and your loved one so that it maintains and always grows and blossoms. It doesn't get stagnant. You always want to be giving it all. But also don't be too hard on yourself. Like, I think if you're just working a full-time job and you're healthy and you're attractive and you donate to charity and you're a kind enough person to strangers, you're already a great person. You're a great person already. Love yourself. Say, I love you, man. Like, I love you, bro. I love you, man. Like, even though I don't love myself that much yet, I love myself like maybe 7.5 out of 10. But I love myself like 9.5 out of 10 once I'm like so satisfied in my career. But right now, I've got this anxiety, obviously, because I am a slightly bad person. I'm not a great man. I'm a slightly bad person because I'm morally obligated to contribute to society as much as I can, but I'm not. So I know that I'm a bit of a fuck up. Most people are a bit of a fuck up unless they're the best person they can be. Like, you might just be a slightly good person, slightly bad person, but maybe you're slightly more bad. And what has made me grow a lot the past couple of years is that I registered that I have fucked up a lot. Like when I was a teenager, I used to think that my parents made a lot of mistakes in homeschooling me, taking me away from Australia to Korea. And I used to hate the fact that they paid for Candice to go to international school and not me for a year. And that really helped her with the social skills, but I was really inept when I came back to Australia. And so I resented my mother and father for many years. I didn't talk to them for many years. I used to always just think, oh, if only they could just, treat me a little bit better. Like, if only they didn't just have saving money in mind. If they just put their kids first, then I wouldn't have been so depressed and so suicidal and such eating disorders and such low self-esteem. I wouldn't have had, such bad body language and then had people prey on me like Pinocchio. When I was put out to the world again, I came back to Australia at 16 after 4 years in Korea. I was like, people were leeching off me and like picking on me, and they're seeing that I was just like this innocent, sensitive guy and they could take advantage of. And they did. They sucked my energy out of me. They took advantage of me. They tried to warp me to be someone for their value, which is fair enough, because if you're a tyrant, if you're a bully and you see someone weak, it's all you know is how to try and suck the energy out of them. And I let them because I was just a little kid and I was just a little boy. But the past few years, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I registered, like I made up my conflict with my father, and I realized that, maybe he fucked up, but so did I. It was probably a 50-50 situation. And since then, I just felt so empowered, like admitting that I could have done better in that situation. When I was homeschooled in Korea, I was working on a TV show and I had all this potential. Some people can go through adversity straight away and grow. Some people could have bounced back. Some people could have turned that situation to glory. But no, I resented it. I was focused on the negative side and I spiraled down and down and down. So that was my fault. I made a mistake. I was lazy. I was depressed. I did not seek the help that was around me. And that's a revelation. When you admit that you have flawed, when you admit that you have mistakes, and you criticize yourself, afterwards, you're so powerful because you have said the meanest, you've done so much negativity and so much hatred to yourself, like you've given yourself so much pain that you can do anything else. Like, you can work any job, you can be abused by anyone, you can be beat up, punched in the face, kicked in the teeth, but none of that matters because you're your own worst critic and you can handle that. And so I've realized that I've gone through the hero's journey, and that's what makes me great. I still have so much to grow, but I'm already great because I've gone through that hero's journey. I've gone through those years and years of poverty and struggle and depression and beaten that to such an extent now that I was so shy and now I'm so extroverted that is a sign to me that I've had a success, and I am going to love myself for that hard work I put through, and I want to help others do the same, because I had this revelation like 8 years ago that it's my life duty to help troubled young men especially, and women, but just because I relate to men more because I am a man, to realize that negativity should not be avoided, like suffering and pain, getting punched in the face, building those muscles, like your head is straining, you stay up to 2 a.m. because you're doing this assignment and you're researching all these articles, and you're reading and you're reading and you're reading and you're reading and you're talking to smart people and you're talking to people you hate the most, because that's the most important. Keep your friends close with your enemies closer. And every time you do something you don't want to do, every time you work those 12-hour shifts and you're fucking dying and you get through that, that's a building block. It's a building block that, no, you can beat that. 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 You can overcome that. So yeah, the hero's journey. Look it up. If you're actually not that of a lazy cunt, look up Jordan Peterson, the hero's journey, and find out how more about the hero's journey and how it's so. Human nature is obsessed with the hero's journey. Human beings, we want that. We pray and we lust over the narrative structure of the hero's journey, and we all want that. And it's so hard to start something. It's so hard to start something new that you don't want to do. But once you start and you once or twice, 3 times overcome that and successfully beat it, or make mistakes and then learn from that and then grow again, you build up your self-confidence, and then good things start happening to you. A snowball effect. Good things start happening, you meet good people, get good food, you make good energy, and it all starts to fish like a snowball into goodness. But you need to go through that down, hit rock bottom, feel like absolute poo, consider suicide, maybe not that bad, but like at least like Joe Rogan, he did martial arts training, or like let's say you spent 6 years studying a master's degree. But after you've done that, get that out of the way, you can do anything. That's why I don't think university is needed for everyone. Your journey could be through doing really hard work in construction, and then you open a business, and then you do some education for your mind, start doing more reading. Everyone has their own path. And not everyone needs to be CEO of a company. Like, we had this misconception in life that the most important thing is to get rich and be a CEO of a company. But not everyone needs to be a CEO of a company. You can be like assistant manager, be on like 100K a year or 50K a year, make it work for you. Not everyone needs a Maserati to be happy. Like, how many people have a Maserati and look happy as? Like, I'd be like, my Maserati, yeah, it's shit, bro. All the bitches want me because I got a Maserati. But like, are they really happy? And some people, 1 in 1,000 people, they won't be happy until they get a Maserati. But some people, they can have a Hyundai i30 and be happy as Larry. But if you're working 8 hours a week all the time, you might not be able to get do other things make you happy. Like me, I'm happy to work like 50 hours a week, something I believe in. Then I spend other time doing self-development, exercise, and nature. Because to me, I'm quite a passionate person. I can get easily empathetic. I can feel a lot of negativity from things. I need to go on nature trips regularly, like at least once a fortnight for a couple of days, to recharge my batteries and get grounded, because I feel like so healthy and beautiful after doing those nature trips. But everyone's different. But yeah, don't avoid adversity, and don't rely on life coaches to give you the advice you need, because my advice is everyone's different. You just need to do something that's worth struggling for. You need to try out lots of different things until you know what you're willing to suffer for. Yeah, but maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But I just think that too many people are relying on these great speakers as like a godlike figure, and God is inside you. God is inside you. God is inside you. You just need to work hard to bring it out. Like Jesus on the cross, that's like a metaphor of like going through suffering, and afterwards you are woke. Now you can't just go to a course and get that wokeness. You need to do something super struggle. Like, that's what people respect, people that have gone through. Like, you can see it in their face. When someone has like gone through a severe struggle, it's obvious, because they have this energy about them. They got like this. I don't give a. They don't care. They are able to find joy in any situation because they've gone through misery and overcome it. And they can find joy at the bus stop. They can find joy at the tax office because they realize that suffering is necessary evil. Peace and love, and don't forget to do deep breathing. Like yesterday I had this really painful stomach because I had too much chili, because I was trying to be a big boy, but I was just being silly. And I had way too much chili, and then I had stomach ache for half an hour. I couldn't even move. I was just like, oh God, fuck, pain. Oh God, this is pain. Like I was so much pain in my stomach yesterday, and like I was deep breathing, and it helped. Yeah, deep breathing helps. Love you guys and girls and trans, and just love everyone or hate everyone, up to you.